Welcome back, and now we are off to Chapter 5. And again, in this chapter, I'm only going to cover two sections due to their importance and detail. Section 1312, Consumer Choice, and more particularly page 81, subsection 3 and subsection C, having to do with individuals allowed to enroll in any plan. And you'll see this shortly on your screen. This is an important section because it provides for individuals who cannot afford insurance through the exchange and or their employer to be able to obtain a certificate of exemption in order to purchase catastrophic insurance only, and also avoid paying those penalties. Keep in mind, though, that in order to qualify for that exemption, the cost of your insurance in the exchange must exceed 8 to 9% of your adjusted gross income, again, in order to opt out. So, let me give you an example as to how this would work. For a family of 3, the 2012 poverty level at 400% as per the Act is $76,360. This means if this particular family of 3 makes more than this, then they would not qualify for any federal subsidies, and they would be required to purchase the insurance in the exchange at 100% of the cost on their own. Now that we know what the limits are, let's say that you are a family of 3 and you make about $90,000 a year adjusted gross income. Right there, you would not qualify for any subsidies. However, if your insurance premium is 8% or over your adjusted gross income, which in this example would be over $7,200 a year for that family of 3, then you could opt out. Keep in mind that the more money you make, the more play there will be in determining your threshold. Enough so that you might end up having to purchase into the exchange depending upon the size of your family and again your adjusted gross income. So again, let's say you're a family of 3 and your adjusted gross income is now $150,000 a year. Now 8% of this is $12,000. So if you can purchase insurance in the state exchange for that or under, you're going to have to, or you're going to be forced to pay the penalties that the Supreme Court recently determined to be a tax, even if it's the crappiest insurance with the minimest of care in that state exchange. So the good news here is that there is a mechanism in which many middle-class families are going to be able to obtain a certificate of exemption because their insurance premiums are predicted to continue to go up and therefore will be over their 8 or 9% threshold of their adjusted gross income. However, this also means that you now have no insurance. Now, hopefully, you'll be in a position to be able to purchase private catastrophic insurance, which I do predict many middle-class Americans will end up doing. So, when adults and children get sick, you can go see your doctor and you'll have to pay for the entire visit, or visit the nurse practitioners, now located in many Walgreens and CVS stores, for an evaluation and then get your prescription, as the case may be. Keep in mind also that you can still purchase private supplemental insurance like Aflac, etc., to cover other possible anticipated health care expenses as they may come up. Now the next section I want to discuss is also located in section 1312, and more particularly subsection F3, located on page 82 of the Act, and again shortly you'll see it on your screen. And this section is titled Access Limited to Lawful Residents. Now let me just read this to you because it's pretty short, but it's pretty powerful. If an individual is not, or is not reasonably expected to be, for the entire period for which enrollment is sought, a citizen or national of the United States, or an alien lawfully present in the United States, the individual shall not be treated as a qualified individual and may not be covered under a qualified health plan in the individual market that is offered through an exchange. So what is significant about this section is the fact that our government has still not figured out a way to resolve the issue of illegal aliens utilizing our healthcare system fraudulently and also using our local hospital emergency rooms for care because they know the hospitals cannot turn them away if they go there. Now, back in 2007, Texas conducted a study to see how much money local hospitals were spending in Texas alone on illegal immigrant health care. And the figure was an astounding $597 million. And these are 2007 figures. Can you imagine what the costs are now 5 years later? So, since our government has not fixed this issue, or even tried to, in my own opinion, we can all expect our taxes, our insurance premiums, and our overall health care costs to continue to skyrocket, because we will all have to absorb and eat these costs. As always, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for Chapter 6.